Hi everyone, this is a video review of the Transformers Generations Titans Return Deluxe Class Hot Rod. And after this review, please be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Now as for the figure itself, here you can see Hot Rod in his robot mode. He's very accurate to his G1 design. As you can see, he's got the yellow flame on his chest over an orange background with an Autobot symbol in the middle and an engine block in the middle as well. He's got his signature vents on the shoulders. He's got pipes on his forearms as well. As you can see, he's got the signature yellow spoiler on his rear, although you can't see it well on this toy from just looking at it straight from the front. He's got head sculpt very accurate to the way he appears in the cartoon and the comic books. And he's in that nice signature red, yellow, orangey color that all G1 hot rods are usually in, or almost every hot rod in general. Now, as for what I think of this figure, I don't think it's as good as its Masterpiece counterpart. I mean, it's not as close to being as good as Masterpiece Hot Rod as, say, Generation Soundwave is as close to being as good as Masterpiece Soundwave, or as good as Classics Prowl is as close to being as good as Masterpiece Prowl. But I will definitely say that Rodimus is actually better than his original Classics toy. He's got the nice elbow swivel right here. And also get his arms out that far, but it's blocked partially because of the head. More on the articulation. Get his arms 360 degrees, but the yellow spoiler at the end might block it. Head looks back and forth. About that much. No up and down movement, unfortunately. Hips 360 degrees. Legs can go back and forth. You got some swivel at the thigh. Knees can bend almost 90 degrees. You got some ankle tilt up and down, but no ankle pivot left and right. So, all in all, I'd say the articulation for Generations Hot Rod looks good. It has this nice gun right here. You can have it combined like this. I actually have it combined so you can see his left arm clearly, but you can split it apart. And you can put the other gun in his other hand, so he's dual wielding them. Now what makes this Hot Rod unique is that it's also a Headmaster, like the other Titans Return figures. Now unfortunately there's not much variation in the way this was painted. Actually, none at all. Just this dull looking gray plastic, unfortunately. As you can see, it's got a nice design. It's not something you can look at and tell it's Hot Rod like you can with, say, what was the figure? I think Soundwave, if I remember correctly, his Headmaster was like a little Soundwave. Or Galvatron's Headmaster was like a little Megatron. Anyways, putting this back on. Now, as for the overall design, I'd say for the most part it's okay. I do like how it's got the nice silver paint on the legs, and the vents on the knees look really good. As for the arms, not much going on. There are some molded details, but you can't see them very well because they're kind of carved in very lightly, and they're not panel lined or anything like that. So, compared to other hot rods, I'd say this looks good. The only gripe I have is that the arms look a little too long for some reason. Maybe it's because they're a little too far out. Maybe it's because the shoulders are a little too tall, but that's what I think about the arms. Other than that, looks very much like Hot Rod as we know him, with some nice touches here and there. So all in all, I think the robot mode looks good. Very accurate to the comic books and the cartoon. Really like the added details, like the extra paint on the legs, All the details on the knees. Paint job's very accurate too. It's the usual red, yellow, orangish paint job for Hot Rod, and the articulation's very good too. Not super articulated, but all the joints that you want to move are movable. Anyway, that's it for robot mode. Now to get him transformed into vehicle mode. The gun's out. If I turn the hips around, now get the legs together. You want to move the arms up. And just like with the Masterpiece, you want this pipe to go into the pipe on the end. Hold on. The rests do go in too. You want this little piece up like so. Same thing with the little piece underneath that little piece. So basically, transformations, not too hard. You should be familiar with it if you have other Hot Rod figures. And you can just put the guns. There's some peg holes right here. Just leave it off for now. And now here is Hot Rod in his vehicle mode. And in case you're wondering, this is actually called Hot Rod. I know some previous figures for this character were called Rodimus because they didn't have the license to Hot Wheels or something, but for some reason they are able to call this Hot Rod on the packaging. I think it's pretty fitting too, since it's not as big as, say, Masterpiece Rodimus, or Hot Rod for that matter. Now, vehicle mode, I'd say feels pretty solid. Transformations, pretty much simpler than the Masterpiece, and you don't have to worry about getting a bunch of pieces together. As a result, since their transformation's not as complex and not as many little pieces you have to fit together, vehicle mode holds together much better than the Masterpiece Hot Rod. As you can see, not as many articulation seams. There's still some on the sides, some on the front, but they don't like really move around that much when you're playing with it. As you can see, he's got his nice pipes here on the sides. Very cool. I like how it starts on the side and starts to go upward here. And his rear spoiler is pretty visible. It's pretty cool. They added some panel lines right here. I think that's so-and-so. I really do think that's unnecessary. But there are some nice panel lines I like right here on the front. As for the front of the car, I like how the chest is visible with the engine block. Some nice orange lights here. The wheels are just this black color, but you got some silver pins right here, which look nice. So all in all, I think the vehicle mode definitely looks fantastic. And I really like the touch where you can put the headmaster in. The only thing better would be if we actually had like an actual car door that opens up and put in. But I think this was much easier for Hasbro to do. Again, very accurate. Looks very cool. And definitely feels much more solid. And all the pieces go together better than either of the Masterpiece Hot Rod figures. Now to get him transformed into robot mode, it's pretty simple. We'll get that out. Again, get the little piece down. Get the littler piece down first. Feet out. Hands out. Flip this piece around. And, oh, right. Left the head in here. You actually want to get this out first. Get this head in. So all in all, I'd say Generations Hot Rod is great. Sorry, this is not Masterpiece, but yeah, the fact that I still accidentally said that must mean it's pretty good. I mean, still looks it is good, but very accurate to the G1 cartoon and the comic books. Only gripe I might have is maybe the arms. Something feels off about them. But again, I just got this figure. Maybe my opinion will change soon. I am known to, I do often have like nitpicky complaints that I ignore. Don't think are a big deal later. But remember, the arms can go back together. You can actually put the headmaster in here too. And vehicle mode feels very solid, very cool. It's also very accurate to the G1 comic books and the cartoon. Well, and before I end this review, I want to say Transformation definitely feels much simpler and more fun than the Masterpiece as well. So if you see this at retail, pick this up. Even if you've owned a hot rod before, like Classics Hot Rod, this is definitely better than that. Or maybe any other hot rod, might want to pick this up just to see if you like it. If you're a Transformers fan, or a Rodimus Hot Rod fan. Now he is about to come out. I don't think he's actually supposed to be out on store shelves yet, but if you do see him, and if you do find him at retail, definitely pick him up. But I'm not sure if he's worth picking up online for an above retail price. Well, that's it for my review. Please be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can also follow me on Twitter, twitter.com/legendantihero. You can also follow me on Facebook, facebook.com/legendantihero. You can also follow me on Instagram. My username there is legendaryantihero. Well, that's it for my review. Goodbye.